I am the flatratemaster, and today we're talking walnut blasting, why we do it, and the equipment I use. Why do we do it? Why are we walnut blasting intake valves? Well, simple reason is direct injection engines coke up. Oil deposits, for whatever reason, I'm not getting into the whole engineering side of it, but the fact is they coke up with oil deposits. There's no fuel going through the intake other than some Toyota products, so they have a real issue with the valves coking and causing drivability issues. A lot of BMW guys talk about it and do it. Here, we've mostly seen drivability issues with Volkswagens, specifically their 2.0s. We've done probably 100 walnut blastings on those and a couple other vehicles, different designs. And I've cleaned a couple manually, i.e. PIC and GM top engine cleaner. This is the way to go. A lot faster, a lot more efficient. All right, talking about the equipment we use. Now, the walnut blaster itself, we spent a bunch of money on. I was a little ticked off when it showed up, and it still has the Harbor Freight sticker on it. Not my favorite. I was kind of a little pissed off at that, but that's what it is. All they did is took and put a pipe on it with a long nozzle. Just a piece of pipe. That's all it is. Where the magic happens is this piece. This is the adapter to go against the head, to seal against the head, and use that wand in this little hole to go back and forth to make sure you get that valve completely cleaned out. Now on this end, shop vac. Now, after the whole tornado thing and our wall falling out, one of the things that got damaged was our shop vac. So we replaced it with a bigger model. So we had to adapt this to the bigger model because the hose is much larger. But other than that, it works the same whether you use a smaller one or a bigger one. Same difference. Now the media we use, and we've gone through a lot of it, walnut shells. Where do we get it from? Harbor Freight. Yep, that's right. We order it from Harbor Freight. Walnut shells. Can't screw that up, can they? A little bit they can, but we use fine because it tends to clog up the blaster less. So it's up to you. The coarse stuff goes a little faster, but does tend to clog up the machine more often. So something you got to deal with. Now, important to note, dust mask is imperative. Trust me, the dust goes everywhere. You will be covered in it. Safety glasses are a minimum, preferably a face shield. If you let go of that wand, it hurts. Trust me, it hurts. But definitely a dust mask. Recommend a hat, something to cover your head. If it's not too hot, I'd wear a coat. It's a little hot in Georgia right now to wear a coat while you're standing over a car blasting the valves. One thing I like to do whenever I'm servicing an intake, like for a runner fault or any reason that intake's coming off, I want to at least look at the valves with a borescope. If they're starting to coke up, I'm going to recommend it because there's no, all you've got to the customer is the cost of the walnut blasting. You already have the intake off, so it makes good sense for the customer to go ahead and do the walnut blasting at the same time. How do you charge for it? That's a little bit difficult. How we charge for it is basically a half hour per port. Now, your shop may charge more, your shop may charge less. We got into a situation where we were higher than the dealer. The boss wants to be at least a little bit lower than the dealer. So we wound up deciding it was a flat fee of a half hour per port. So meaning 4-cylinder hours pays 2 hours plus intake removal. 6-cylinder pays, 3 hours, etc., etc. Again, whatever you do in your shop is up to you guys. That's what we do. Now, comparing it to the old method of scraping and GM top engine cleaner, there's no comparison. This job can easily be done if you're good and you're doing it right. You can do a 4-cylinder TSI in an hour, maybe an hour and 20. This method takes a lot more time if you want it to be really clean. And I want it to be really clean. I don't want the customer coming back because you left a chunk of carbon on there and it bloomed from there and they've got the same problem again. Again, we're seeing drivability issues with this carbon issue. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Make sure and hit that bell notification so you get notified when I put out a new video. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. Comments are always appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.